The iPhone 13 is coming soon, along with new AirPods, a new iPad, and even the folding iPhone. Yeah, it's real, and it's launching sooner than you'd think. Let's talk about the 6 most exciting Apple products set to make their official launch sometime soon. There is so much exciting stuff to get to here, so much to talk about, so many details, that I just need to stop talking in the intro and get to the actual video. But first, a very big thank you to Jackery for sponsoring this video. Now, we typically don't get a ton of Apple news around this time every year. Maybe it's some iPhone leaks, maybe we get a little bit of a glimpse of what Apple could launch in the fall, but typically it's pretty quiet. And we just did have the massive April event, there are lots of new products launching soon, and things seem to be kind of status quo in the Apple universe. But that is not the case today, because just a few days ago, we got a massive treasure trove of information that leaked out from lots of different credible sources that give us a really good idea of what Apple is working to launch next. First, let's talk about AirPods 3. Now, this is a really exciting rumor, not just because it's talking about a new unreleased Apple product and we get a little bit more specific details, but it's also because who's actually giving us this information. This is coming from a website called Hits Daily Double. They haven't been a very active presence in the Apple rumor community, but the last time they made a prediction, let's just say it was pretty big, on this little device called the iPod. They predicted it would launch before it actually did in 2001. And now they're back with another rumor talking about AirPods 3 and a new service coming to Apple Music. The info we're getting from this rumor suggests that AirPods 3 could launch very soon, in a matter of weeks, maybe as soon as WWDC, but the specifics in terms of hardware and features are still very vague and very much unknown. There are multiple sources all over the place here claiming they have silicone tips, they won't have silicone tips, maybe they'll have a transparency mode, maybe they'll have spatial audio, maybe they won't. What we do know with a good degree of certainty is that Apple is going to take sort of a hybrid approach in terms of design, that we're going to see sort of a mesh of the AirPods 2 design with AirPods Pro brought together to give you a new design with shorter stems and a new charging case as well. Apple, alongside this new announcement of AirPods, will be launching a high-fidelity streaming option inside of Apple Music as well in the coming weeks. And this is interesting for a couple of different reasons. First, we know that Apple obviously cares very much about music. They sort of revolutionized the music industry. They kind of brought them into the 21st century with the iPod and iTunes. It's also important for Apple Music to continue to go toe-to-toe with the competition, specifically Spotify and also Tidal. We know that Tidal is obviously kind of known for offering high-fidelity music streaming at a premium price. And you also have Spotify, which is set to offer this type of service as well sometime in 2021. So it makes sense that Apple Music would like to kind of catch up and be in parity with the competition as an option for high-fidelity music streaming. Next, let's talk about this folding iPhone, because last we heard things weren't looking great for this device, but things have changed, there's more good news, and not only are we getting a lot more specifics about this phone, but it's coming from a very credible source. According to Ming-Chi Kuo, who's got about a 75%-ish track record and accuracy rating if you're keeping track at home, he says that Apple has kind of picked up production on the iPhone Fold internally, and that it's set to launch sometime in 2023. Now, this is in contrast to the report we just got from Ming-Chi Kuo a few weeks ago, where he said that Apple was working on a foldable iPhone prototype. It was in some stage of development at the campus, but that there were still a number of technical challenges and physical challenges and production challenges that Apple would have to overcome in order to bring this phone from the concept prototype phase to reality. But it seems like things have turned around, things are looking good, and the phone could launch as soon as just 2 years from now. Kuo says the foldable iPhone will pack an 8-inch QHD Plus display, which should look absolutely gorgeous, and he's also saying that he forecasts that Apple will sell 15 to 20 million units of the iPhone Fold when it launches in 2023, which is an oddly specific number, and it's one that kind of gives us a little bit of an insight into how well this phone could perform. For reference, back in 2020, Apple sold 200 million iPhones in that year, and if you look at 15 to 20 million units of the iPhone Fold in relation to that, then this could account for 10% of the total iPhone sales for 2023 if we make some estimations and some guesses, and things kind of follow the same formulas and the same sales patterns as years past. And 10% is not staggeringly large, it's not huge, but it's nothing insignificant as well. And we still have to learn about what the feature set of this phone is gonna be, what the price point is going to be. Is it going to replace the Pro Max? Will it be in addition to the Pro Max? Obviously, it's gonna be really interesting to see how this iPhone Fold stacks up as the iPhone kind of changes over the years. And at that point, we'll be sort of on the iPhone 15. So it's gonna be interesting to see how those phones kind of compare. But if this phone does have a really gorgeous 8-inch display, if it's got a really great camera system and a great processor, I think I and many others will be persuaded enough to shell out the money for that phone and get that foldable iPhone in our hands and in our pockets. And of course, we can't talk about the folding iPhone without talking about the iPhone 13, because as we get closer and closer to that fall event, more and more continues to leak out about the iPhone 13, and it's looking very exciting and very promising. According to a recent report from Mac Rumors, Samsung looks to be the exclusive supplier of displays for the iPhone 13, or at least the iPhone 13 Pro, as they recently transitioned an Apple-only production line to add in LTPO backplane technology for the displays, which hopefully means that ProMotion is coming to the iPhone 13 Pro. Yes, at long last, after many years of speculation and rumors, 120Hz makes its way to the iPhone 13 Pro and the iPhone 13 Pro Max. We also continue to see more physical leaks of this phone. We just recently got a good look at the notch of the iPhone 13 that looks to be at least a little bit smaller than the notch we've got right now. And also a new video from Unbox Therapy shows Lou going hands-on with a dummy unit of the iPhone 13 Pro Max, which looks to be a very promising upgrade and has a lot of really interesting cosmetic differences. Of course, on the front, you've got that smaller notch, which is a little hard to see because the display doesn't power on because obviously it's a fake unit. But on the back though, you can see just how big those camera lenses are going to get. And it is noticeably bigger than the lenses we've got on the iPhone 12 Pro and Pro Max right now. So it's gonna be really interesting to see that phone finally come out from the hidden veil of Apple secrecy and finally make its way to us this fall. But the more we learn about it, the more there is to get excited about. ProMotion, smaller notch, bigger battery, better 5G, new processor, better cameras, and hopefully, fingers crossed, please Apple, Touch ID comes back as well. Before I continue spilling the beans on these new powerful Apple products, I want to take a quick break and give you all a bit of a boost of power with some help from this video's sponsor, Jackery. Jackery is on a mission to solve your portable power problems and is here with some incredible mobile offerings to power up your devices for as long as you need, whether that's a few hours, a few days, a weekend getaway, or if you want to go totally off the grid, Jackery has got a solution for you. At the heart of this portable setup is the Jackery Explorer 1000, one of the most powerful portable power stations you can get, with a 1002 watt-hour lithium battery inside to power all your devices and keep them going. One of the things that I love most and really appreciate about the Explorer 1000 is its great selection of versatile ports. You've got 2 USB Type-C ports, 2 USB Type-A ports, a car DC port, and 3 full-size AC outlets. I also really love that the unit itself is super portable, it's easy to carry around and take with you, and that LCD on the front makes it super easy to know exactly how much juice you have remaining. And best of all, not only can the unit be recharged with a standard AC plug or through a 12 volt in a car, but can also be recharged through the power of solar arrays with the Jackery Solar Saga. These 100 watt solar sagas can recharge the Explorer from empty to full in just about 8 hours, and can even work as standalone chargers with built-in USB-C and USB-A ports as well. I'm not ashamed to admit that personally, I'm probably one that enjoys the creature comforts of the indoors, but with the Solar Saga units and the Jackery Explorer 1000, I'm confident I can get outside, enjoy a little off-the-grid time, and also have all the juice I need to power phones, cameras, tablets, all the tech I'd like to bring with me as well. Jackery makes it all possible. So if you want to check out all the portable power solutions that Jackery has to offer, hit that link down below to learn more. And special discount and deal alert, Jackery is offering a special promotion during their Jackery Explorer Week. It is 15% off site-wide on the Jackery website. A really great deal happening between May 17th and May 19th. So if you want to learn more and take advantage of that deal and check out all that Jackery has to offer, hit that link right down below. Next up is a product that I know many of you guys are excited about, the iPad mini, and I've got some good news, but I've also got some bad news. I know many of you guys out there really want to see an iPad mini Pro that keeps the form factor and the smaller display and the compact design of the iPad mini, but has the feature set of the iPad Air or the iPad Pro with super slim bezels, Face ID, a higher end display, maybe ProMotion, and just giving the iPad mini a much needed facelift from the current design we've got right now. And unfortunately, doesn't look like that's gonna happen, at least not anytime soon. According to Ming-Chi Kuo, there very might well be a new iPad mini launching this year, but it's not going to be launching until the second half of 2021. And if you believe the alleged leaked pictures of the iPad lineup, then the iPad mini is really going to see no significant change on the outside. The back of the chassis looks the same, the front looks the same as well, those big bezels are still there, the home button is there as well. No big changes coming to the iPad mini, at least not this year. If we do see a new model launch this year, it'll probably just have a spec bump and probably nothing else. But with that being said, all hope is not lost, because we're also hearing some new reports that Apple is working to give the iPad mini a much needed upgrade, potentially maybe as soon as next year. In an effort to bring mini LED to more and more Apple products, Ming-Chi Kuo says that Apple is working on a mini LED iPad mini. And I guess if you make some assumptions and follow the rumors, maybe this leads to the iPad mini we've actually all been waiting for. Maybe alongside that mini LED display, Apple significantly slimmed down the bezels on the iPad mini, they ditched the home button, they gave it an upgraded camera, a colorful design, and they gave the iPad mini a very iPad Pro-esque design with slim bezels and an all-new look, which really looks great if you believe the concepts and the renders. But maybe for a little bit more practical, Apple doesn't make it like the Pro, but they bring it back a notch and make it like the iPad Air. So you'd still get a really beautiful design, you'd get new cameras, USB-C port, but you wouldn't get ProMotion and you wouldn't get Face ID. You'd get Touch ID built into the power button, but you'd still get a really great middle ground that's still a really great capable iPad that has the looks and the features of a device in 2022, but doesn't have the price tag of the higher end iPad Pro. And speaking of mini LED, let's talk about another Apple product, or two Apple products that could get a mini LED upgrade as well, and that is the lineup of new MacBook Pros. We know that Apple is set to launch two new models of the MacBook Pro sometime soon, a 14-inch model and a 16-inch model that'll ditch the touch bar, bring back full-size ports like the HDMI port and the full-size SD card reader, MagSafe as well, improved keyboard, new Apple M processor inside, hopefully the M1X or the M2, and potentially an all-new screen with mini LED technology to give you a super high resolution, super bright, super great looking display on your all-new MacBook Pro as well. And last but certainly not least, in this jam-packed video, let's talk a little bit about the Apple Watch Series 7, because we've also got some new information on that new Apple smartwatch as well. A new report indicates that Apple has developed a new non-invasive optical sensor for the Apple Watch Series 7 that should be able to read a lot of blood-related health metrics, like blood pressure, blood glucose monitoring, and even blood alcohol levels as well. This is honestly really cool and really great to see, and kind of makes sense as Apple kind of continues to double down their efforts to make the Apple Watch a very health and wellness focused device, making sure that you are conscious of your move goals and your activity, and kind of giving you information about your body so you are aware of what's going on and when it's going on, which is super cool to see. I'm gonna cross my fingers for a new design for the Apple Watch Series 7, but really little is known besides what I just shared with you. We don't know a whole lot about the features and the design and what could change with the Series 7, so everything's still kind of a mystery, but hopefully we know more very soon, at the very least, at the unveiling event sometime in the fall, hopefully as soon as September. And that's it. That is what Apple is working to launch next. We've got new AirPods, new iPads, new iPhones, and many, many more. What are you guys most excited to see? Are you ready for that foldable iPhone? Would you commit and spend the money if it was, let's say, $1,500, $1,600? Are you more excited for AirPods 3? Or you just want that new iPad mini Pro, call it a day, and are you just gonna be happy with that? Curious, what are your thoughts? What are you most excited to see? Please let me know in the comments down below. As always, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I sincerely appreciate it. Thank you very much. I'm Robert Rosenfeld from the Apple Circle, and we'll see ya in the next one.